look, it was either this or He-Man. So, Scary Movie 6. The plot follows a new batch of youngsters dealing with a fresh series of Ghostface killings as the OG cast unites to do something. Yeah, I don't really know. Yeah, as soon as I start explaining the plot, it just kind of falls apart. But that doesn't really matter. Was it good? Did I like it?
Yo, what do we think?
Absolutely dreadful. Ghastly.
What?
Totally pathetic.
I'll open by saying, as someone who was too young to watch them yet grew up on the franchise, it's cool to now step into a Scary Movie 6 that's contemporarily relevant for my generation. It's also nice to see the original cast and the Wayans coming back, since the ones without them seemed to lack that tone or tinge that made the first one such a hit, which kind of gave me a throwback dynamic that kept me watching. However, when you have full-on resurrected characters, ignore plot holes, and inconsistently present the logic of the film out of whack with in-universe versions of Scary Movie and whatnot, I started getting a little confused as to what I'm supposed to buy into and take seriously or not, since almost frustratingly, this film has no interest in clarifying plot holes or solidifying the logic of the story itself. Obviously, it's a comedy and things shouldn't be taken too seriously, especially with a director called Michael Titties. Titties. But unlike the previous entries, which rely on a central plot structure at the very minimum, this one reads as more of a collection of spoof gags strung together to barely resemble a film. And as a comedy, most of the jokes revolve around,
should we hug? I really want to, but I'm a Republican now, so I'm supposed to be racist.
Oh, girl, I think all white people are racist anyway. Come here.
Okay.
that, or if we can't land a joke, let's just end it with somebody dancing. Dancing is funny, right? Haha. Which happens like 5 times at least, all to very distracting needle drops that aren't confident enough to fully take the soundscape, but appear enough that it felt like every scene hit the exact same beats. I'll also be the brave soul and mention the dreaded N-word is used probably like 200 times, which I don't have an issue with, doesn't bother me none. But what I do have a problem with is how it's used as a punchline, probably like 200 different times. I don't feel like I should have to say, just saying a word isn't enough to be funny. And if you go back and watch the previous ones, I can't remember a single time that occurred, leaving this one strangely out of character. With all that comedy, it's scarily close to the film equivalent to beating a dead horse, where the previous ones mocked real-life figures, characters, and pop culture with meta-commentary on filmmaking, usually done in charming, clever fashion, all of the Lindsay Lohan scandal, the Charlie Sheen scandal, or even that old Nike commercial bit, which would likely seem out of place to my generation nowadays, still gets a laugh, it ages well, and succeeds as spoof comedy. This one applies that trope in a way that feels motivated to say something, to almost speak out against and call out society. Like, it feels reactionary to something, to the world and all its modern idiots, which I'm all for mock in real life. I believe that can and should be done to a degree, and obviously it's been done right before. Hell, that's what made the previous ones land so well. But as an attempt that falls short, you get a film that's 40% funny and genuine about it, and 60% let's be politically topical in a way that's kind of annoying. Like, I wasn't offended by any of it, but what's upsetting is that they rarely break that motif to explore the plot or create something engaging at the very least. Like, I'm not asking for Citizen Kane, but the plot is noticeably lacking here, when the other ones tried a little harder in the writing department to at least resemble a somewhat cohesive plot that at least had a couple decent surprises and scares, albeit ones that are entirely ripped off, that it uses to occasionally break from to mock horror tropes, real life, and land with their spoof comedy. When this one just kind of felt like more of a collection of what-if scenarios, with more self-contained gags that don't really fit in or become relevant to that main story. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer and say that I hated it, and like, I can hear myself and it sounds like I'm being overly negative, but honestly, yeah, I did find myself laughing quite a bit, and enjoying the comedic departures, especially for their relevancy. But cameos and crowd pleasers aren't enough to save a movie, and not even a scary movie. Ultimately, you get a film that, yes, has more laughs, but never hits as hard of laughs as the rest of the franchise. Truly, even though I was smiling pretty much the whole time, I can't help but recognize the lack of identity or voice. I appreciate that they didn't hold back, and they seem to have nailed the tone for the most part, but with legacy characters returning, and the film not feeling all that motivated to exist as a modern mocking mirror, I start to question if this was a good time or just a cash grab. So did we need it? No. Did I enjoy myself? Yeah, somewhat. Did I leave wanting to watch the better ones? Yes.
Beef juice in the house. This is your brains on drugs. Oh shit, son.
So, as a comedy, I'll give it a 6.8 out of 10. But as a movie that I paid for, or just generally as a scary movie, I think I'll give it a 5 out of 10. 4 out of 10. I don't know, 5 or 4 out of 10, one of the two. If I had to rank them all, I think I'd go 1, 3, 2, 4, 6, 5. So, anyways, Oh shit, that's my time. Don't worry, I will be back next week for Spielberg's Disclosure Day. Until then, don't forget to like and subscribe, wash your hands, wear your seatbelt, and stay black.